everyone, welcome back to Triple Goddess Soapery. This is take 2 with Angela. I recorded a voiceover for this and it sounded awful, so let's try again. Today we are making one of my best sellers. This is the Gritty Gardener, and this is an exfoliating scrubby soap full of all kinds of wonderful ingredients that will condition your skin and also get right in there and get rid of all that grease, grime, and dirt. So this is my signature oils and butters that have been melted down, and to that I'm putting in all of my dry additives. So I have some goat's milk powder that's going to go in there, some pumice, as well as some oatmeal, ground oatmeal. And they're all things that are great for your skin and also will get the grime out. And in my little bucket I have some activated charcoal, and I just added some of my batch oil, and that'll just help everything get blended in later, and I won't have to worry about over mixing because it'll already be all blended in here like this, and then the soap batter will go in and everything will be fabulous. So yeah, I don't remember what I said the first time around, so we're just gonna play along here. So this is, like I said, one of my best sellers. It's become a bestseller mostly because I have a couple of wholesale customers who are plant shops, and this is the soap that, kind of lured them in, and they picked this soap up for their shop and people like it, and yeah, it's just gone from there. I do sell this soap on my website in regular 4-ounce bars. They're about 4.5 ounces, as well as a half-size bar. That way you can try it out, see if you like it. I only offer the half-size bars in this fragrance as well as Cathedral Grove Mists because they are my 2 best sellers. But during the summer, if I find that people are really enjoying the half-size bars, I will offer them in more fragrances. So yeah, anyway, I'm getting all my additives all blended into the oil nicely. I like to do this so that I don't have to worry about finding chunks of, goat's milk or something in my finished soap. This lets me blend the batter as much as I want before I add the danger water, and then I don't have to worry about overmixing my soap. Also, too, on occasion, I will add my fragrance oil or my essential oils during this phase as well. But only if I know I've worked with them before and I know how they react. Because there are some fragrances and some essential oils that will accelerate the batter. For this particular soap, I know that it won't accelerate the batter because I've worked with tea tree and orange essential oil many times and it works just fine. I also have one, I know that my blackberry... black raspberry vanilla, is that it? It takes forever for that soap to get super thick and for me to be able to texture the top. So that's one that I put in during the oil phase before I actually put the danger water in, because it takes so long anyway, it doesn't matter. And then I don't have to worry about forgetting my fragrance, which has happened. So I just dumped in my essential oil blend, and you didn't see it, but I did already put in the danger water and blend it. So now we're just blending in the fragrance, and we'll be ready to pour off a little bit of batter for the black and get this soap poured. Also, too, I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you for watching. And if you are not already subscribed, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button as well as hit the like button. It means a lot to creators. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm, which can be super fickle, and it makes us all warm and fuzzy inside. If there's any questions that you have about this soap or any of my products, if there's anything that you're interested in seeing a video about, just leave a comment below and let me know, because I would love some ideas on the kinds of content that people want to see. Because, I'm not very creative. You may think I'm creative because you see all the soaps that I make, but I'm not that creative, and coming up with ideas, not really my forte. I record basically all the soaps that I make, and that's, the bulk of my content, but I would love some ideas if anybody has ideas. Alright, and if I didn't mention it earlier, I have French green clay that also goes into the soap, and I just dump that in right here. I was thinking too earlier when I was preparing, and I was like, okay, I think I'm going to do the voiceover for this video tonight. I was thinking, I wonder if anybody wants to know my secret as to why I do voiceovers and I don't record the videos with me talking live during the video. And that is 100% because I'm very loud and obnoxious when I'm making soap, and I also swear a lot. I swear like a sailor. And also, too, my husband likes to come downstairs and vacuum outside of the door when I'm in the middle of, recording something. So that's the main reason I do voiceovers, because it's just so much easier to concentrate on making the soap and then talk about it later. So maybe not a very interesting fact, but that is definitely the reason I like to do voiceovers. It's a lot more relaxing, it takes a lot of the stress out, and lets me concentrate on making a nice soap. One of the reasons I like using charcoal as opposed to maybe a mica powder is A, because it's a lot cheaper. B, because there are, I think, some health benefits to it that you can look up for yourself. And C, you really don't need a lot of it to get a beautiful jet black color. So, all around it's just win-win-win. Charcoal powder does such a good job. And I believe I bought this charcoal powder on Amazon like a long time ago. And as a matter of fact, I have put in the description box below a lot of the different tools and things that I use in my videos, just in case anybody's interested. Some things come from Etsy, some things have come from Amazon, unfortunately. I don't love to use Amazon, but especially early on in my soaping career, it was just, it was the way to get the things that I needed quickly. And all things being equal, Amazon is pretty reliable. Alright, so we just did a simple drop swirl here, and I'm going to get out my stainless steel chopstick, which I got on Amazon, and we're just going to give it a little swirl. Because this is quite a utilitarian soap, I don't really do anything too fancy with the top. I don't add glitter or anything like that to it. But I still think it's a pretty soap. I quite like it. And I do still have a small piece of the very, very first batch of the Gritty Gardener that I made a year ago by my sink, because I am also a gardener. In case you're new here and you haven't heard my life story before, I am also a gardener. I'm an accountant and a soap maker. And yeah, I do use this soap quite often as well. And I actually have very, very dry, cracked, brittle skin. And I use a very fine pumice, and it does not bother my hands at all. I find it doesn't irritate my hands, it doesn't make them hurt, it doesn't make them worse. And I do also try and make my soaps with sensitive skin in mind, because I don't have overly sensitive skin, but I have what I consider, averagely sensitive skin. I don't know, does that make sense? So yeah, so I do have somewhat sensitive skin, quite dry, quite cracked, old lady hands. So that's what my soap is geared towards. And here we are. My soap tops are done. And what I'm going to do is throw this in an old Amazon box with a towel over top after I spritz it with some 99% rubbing alcohol and leave it for about 24 hours. And like the magic of TV we have here, the soap is all saponified and done, and we are ready to cut. Alright, so I'm just gonna be quiet here and listen to that cut. And there we go. And isn't she pretty? This is one of the things I love about making my own soap, is that every bar is different and every loaf is different. I could do the same thing every single time, and it still comes out differently. Even though I keep all my notes and I pay attention to the colorants that I use and how much, even the color, comes out a little darker this time, a little lighter next time, but it's always beautiful. Alright, so I'm just going to say thank you again for watching. I really appreciate that you're here and you made it all the way to the end. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will be back soon with more soapy content. Have a fabulous day.